smells so good.
Say okay, bye.
Nice helmet hair. Say if anyone walked by, they were like, what is he doing? Anyway, hey YouTube, welcome back to another video, welcome back to another vlog. You're probably wondering, oh no, what is he up to now? Let me show you. See that? Yeah. So yesterday, I was driving down the road, had the window down, went to put the window up, and all of a sudden the regulator decided just one thing after the next. Not the worst, not great, but I had to quickly come home because obviously the window was down. It just dropped. I actually thought it had smashed, but it didn't, thankfully. The motor still works, so what I need to do today, now, is take the regulator out. I've also put a bit of wood in there and try and peel the duct tape off because it's actually beginning to melt and the window's beginning to drop a little bit. But thankfully, 1, 2, 3 bolts, easy enough to take off. I've already disconnected it just so that we're not hitting the button by accident. Normally these are riveted in, so I am super thankful that it's just bolts. So I've got to take that out. My suspicion is the clip that I kind of fixed the last time, it has completely just given way, or something has happened to the actual regulator, the metal wire inside. First things first, gotta take it off, gotta secure the window as well. I'll have to jig something with a plank of wood or something just to wedge it under there. Try and take the duct tape off because it's just gonna leave a nasty mess in the window that I don't really want to clean up. Let's get this bad boy off. Now I know exactly what it is. This has given up completely. So remember the last time I kind of cable tied it to keep it secure with the window? Inevitable that it would have always happened. At least I know I won't be able to fix it and I just need to replace it. It's not the end of the world, so I'll still get it off and then try and permanently secure this window so that it doesn't drop there. That's basically it. As I said, the motor is fine, so I don't need to replace the motor. I just need to replace this bad boy here. This, I don't even know, it goes on here somehow. I don't know, it's broken in too many places for me to actually figure out where it clips into because there's a lot of these little pieces stuck underneath and there's a little block here that I can't get my hand under, so they're gone forever. Next thing is to try and secure the window somehow that it doesn't fall off. These cars. Okay, tape's off, window is now secured. So I have one plank here and one plank in there. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, but I had to MacGyver. I was lucky enough that I had some washers in here, and then obviously the wood was just a bit too short. I don't know if you can see that. It was just a bit too short to get through here, so I had to go through here and had to figure out a way to get that all sorted. And that is going nowhere for the time being, which will give me enough time to order the part. And yeah, I mean, this is why I wanted to take the tape off, because you can see the horrible residue that it leaves behind. Windows up, it's not going down. Secure, I can put the door card back on so it still looks presentable. And then we just wait for the new part to come through. Unbelievable. But anyway, like I said, could have been a lot worse. And the good thing is I can order the part from the States, because whilst they do sell these in the States, it's like 2012 onwards, it's the exact same regulator rail. So it should be here within about 2 weeks. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what am I doing with this big slab of meat? And today, I'm gonna be making biltong. So for those that don't know me, I am originally from South Africa and I moved to Ireland at a very young age. Family tree is all over the place. You got a bit of Portuguese on my mom's side, well, mainly Portuguese on my mom's side, and my dad's all from Cork, except my dad was born in the UK, so technically no one in my first family is born in Ireland. That's where we were all living. Anyway, so I thought, you know, they do sell biltong here. It is quite expensive. I've never made it before. I think it was a recommended video for me on YouTube, but for some reason it popped up. For those that do know me, know I'm very impulsive in terms of if I see something new, I want to do it straight away. Yeah, that was yesterday that I saw that video, and today I went out and bought everything I needed. But it is a great time because obviously, as I mentioned last week, the British and Irish Lions are on tour in South Africa at the moment. Although we won't discuss the first test, I think the refereeing could have been a little bit better. Didn't help that the TMO was from South Africa. I felt like he was very much under pressure in terms of he was making decisions somewhat so that it didn't look as if he was giving a lot of hometown decisions. Anyway, as I said, that's neither here nor there. So biltong is going to come in very handy for the next 2 games. But first thing is first, I think I better change. Much better. So you're also probably wondering what's with the tile here. Well, I've got a few of them I bought a while ago. It's just props for when I do food photography, etc. But for this video, obviously, as you saw in the first scene, nice close-up. Nice slab of beef, that's the most important thing. And we have, we'll be using 1/3 pepper, 1/3 salt. And I am cheating a little bit today because coriander is the other 3rd ingredient you need. And I couldn't find proper coriander kernels in any of the supermarkets, which is extremely strange. I could only find ground coriander, so I'm gonna have to make do with that. So we have those 3, and then I'm also going to be putting in a little bit of red pepper flakes. And again, I couldn't find brown vinegar, so I had to settle with cider vinegar. So it's not the worst. We'll see how it turns out. What we're gonna want to do first is cut the meat, then pour the cider vinegar into a dish, soak our meat in the vinegar for about 4 or 5 hours. Once that's done, we'll take it out, we'll season the meat, put it back in the fridge for another hour or so, and then from there, we'll transport it into the biltong box, which you can imagine, they don't sell them here, so I've had to make that. I'll show you after this. So, I'm gonna mix all my salt and pepper into one dish, and throw the coriander in there, and the chili flakes. I'll just give this a nice little mix. Right, so that's ready for when we need to season. Okay, got the meat all cut. Now to transport it into this, just like that. We'll take our vinegar, we'll just splash a bit in there, and then we simply take our meat, just plonk them in there, just like so. Beautiful. So what the vinegar does is it preserves the meat and also it kills off any sort of bacteria. We'll get this covered with cling film and then we'll throw it into the fridge. Cling film, plastic film, saran wrap, whatever you want to call it. I've actually got a little trick for you as well. I keep mine in the freezer. I know you're probably thinking, why in God's name in the freezer? Well, it doesn't stick to itself when it's in the freezer. So you know the way when you crumple it all up? Nope, not when it's in the freezer. Okay, all done. So into the fridge for about 4 to 5 hours. If you want, in about 2 hours time, you can take it out and flip them around. Or if you have a dish that is like sealed securely, you can just turn that upside down every now and again. Obviously I can't turn this upside down. Okay, so it's been about 4.5 hours. I have all the meat, taken it out, washed the bowl again. So what we need to do now is season it. Smells so good. Okay, so we'll just line the bottom, just like so. Now what you can do with your meat as well is you can't just pat it dry with a paper towel, but I just shook off the excess vinegar. I'm gonna kind of leave it moist because the spices will stick to it even more, so plonk that just in there. And just flake that all over. Be liberal, don't be afraid. Okay, so it's been about an hour, but before I take the meat out of the fridge, let's show you the biltong box. And of course, it is homemade. So this is it. Okay, so basically this consists of just a storage container that I have cut 3 large holes in. And this is bug mesh that I've overlapped and hot glued. No insects get in while the meat is dehydrating. On top we have a fan, just a regular USB fan. This will circulate air inside. You can see we've got our rods. And you're probably wondering what are the bottle caps that I have over-engineered on the sides. Well, I'll be able to put this inside the dishwasher after each time, but I don't want to get the wooden dowels wet. They simply just slot in there, so it's airtight. So we'll do that for the next 3. So you are supposed to use plastic hooks or anything that's sort of suitable for food. Of course, I could not find plastic hooks anywhere here, so I had to improvise yet again. And yeah, this is what I've come up with. Forks that I bent, so the meat goes on the little hook that I've made now. It simply just hangs there. The forks are great because, again, I can just stick them in the dishwasher once all is done. You eat food with a fork, sticking meat on the fork is not too bad. Let's take the meat out of the fridge and get these hung up. Okay, first thing we want to do is get some paper towel and just put it at the bottom because this will still drip the vinegar. And that'll collect it at the bottom. So we just hook that like that. And then this. Okay. This seems to be hanging all right. Okay, so we are all done. As you can see, they're hanging pretty well. There's enough space between each for air to flow. Like I said, I've never made this before, so this is my first attempt. I think the container is a little too small for the size of meat I got. I'd say if I cut the meat in half and then sort of split it up that way, it would be fine. Right, so this goes on. Plug this bad boy in. And just gotta find a suitable spot to put this in. Turn the fan on. We'll give it about, I'm gonna go for 4, maybe 5 days. I'll have to monitor it every day as well, just to make sure that, you know, no mold sort of grows. So I just have to keep my eye on it. Plenty of ventilation. Yeah, I guess we'll check back with this in about 4 or 5 days. Oh man. Nice helmet here. I haven't been on the bike in a while actually, and I was feeling a little bit energetic today, so it's just gone 3 o'clock. I think I did a nice 15-kilometer cycle there in the blistering heat, but not as bad as I anticipated. Paced myself a little bit. It was about 26 minutes in total. Nice little route. Look at this, I don't know if you can see that. Made a little bike rack just to hold the bike up. I'm exhausted now, I'm just waiting for Katie's just on a call. I actually just waltzed right in. Didn't even realize she was in a meeting. Just waiting for her to finish her call and then I can go get changed and head out to the bill. Oh, alright, okay, swim done. And just checking up on the biltong. So one thing that I messed up on the last time that I actually changed as soon as I had it all going was the fan. The fan at the top is supposed to extract the air. The air gets sucked in the bottom hole and gets sucked out from the top. I have these spare PC fans, so that's extracting. Yeah, I took a piece out this morning, just a small piece, sliced it up just to see the texture. It's okay. I then sliced just one more bigger piece to do with drying out for another day or so, but looking real good so far. Okay, so it is that time. I think let's just take it out and have a look. No mold, which is the best thing. Let's slice these bad boys up. It's looking good. Give a little chunk slice there. A sharp knife is very important for this. Alright, let's have a look. So, you can see it's a bit marbly. So what I noticed the other day in the smaller piece was the cider vinegar was very apparent, which I didn't really kind of like. But on the larger pieces like this, that cidery taste isn't there. And I'd say for my first attempt at making some biltong, ik denk dat is BAIE LEKKER. There's a bit of Afrikaans for you. I don't actually speak Afrikaans, I actually have to text my mom for that sentence. So I'll get the rest all chopped up, bagged, and then I guess we'll just enjoy it for the week. Yeah, I think that's it for this week's vlog. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I want to say thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing so and hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up because that helps the YouTube algorithm. And until next week, this will probably be finished by then. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Okay, bye.